Hello, my name is Juan Velasquez, Solutions Engineer here at Globalli, and in this demo, I'm going to walk you through how to configure your company's community settings. Everything from defining your company's identity, to setting up culture-driven icebreaker questions, to managing integrations and security controls. Today, we're going to cover 4 areas. We're going to define your company's identity and brand values. Then we're going to set up the icebreaker questions and profile pages that this will be available for your employees in their self-service onboarding flow so they can personalize their experience. Then we have the company connections and integrations with external platforms. And finally, we're going to set up the community security and access settings. Okay, so here we are in the platform, and to start the flow, we just click here in configure communities. And now we're prompted to the first step that is telling more about your company, and this is part of Globalli's KYC check. So first, we need to add a short description about the company to define who they are and what they do. So I'm just going to copy all these statements from a technology company. We're going to copy paste, perfect. Then we move to defining the mission, vision, and impact statement. First, we're going to define the mission, that is where the company is heading, the long-term future they want to build. Here I'm going to copy paste, perfect. Now we have the mission statement that explains how the company is today and how they deliver value. Perfect. And now we have the impact statement that highlights the real-world change the organization aims to create for their employees, clients, and also the society. Now, together, these elements set a cultural tone and help every employee to understand what the organization stands for. Now, below that, we have the brand values. So here we can define it and add a short description. So I'm going to add 3. So it's going to be innovation. I'm going to copy this. Perfect. Then we have integrity with its description. And then we have excellence and with this description. Now we have set up the company's identity. Now we can move to the icebreaker questions. Okay, so here we are to set up the icebreaker questions, as these are going to be shown during the self-service onboarding flow to help employees to connect with the company culture from day one. We can add a maximum of 3 icebreaker questions, and we can tailor them to the personality of your organization. So first, we're going to define the first icebreaker question that is going to be related to asking the employee about their extracurricular activities. Then we have a question about where would they like to work in the world if they have the ability to do it remotely for 1 month. And finally, we just have a general question for them to provide an interesting fact about them. Then we can move with complete here. Now we can move to the profile cover. Perfect. And here we can upload multiple profile images that these banners are going to be available for employees to customize their profile. So the whole platform can look a cohesive look based on your organization requirements. For now, we're going to upload a picture just here with the drag and drop. We have the Acme picture over here, and then I'm going to drop another one that is going to be for a global company. Perfect. Now we can move to the connections and integrations. Now we move into the company connections. This is where we're going to configure integrations that help the organization communicate and stay connected. Here at the top, we have the Slack integration. So if we enable the connection here, you can see that we are redirected to the Slack website to authorize and sync the workspace with Globalli. Then if we go back, we can see that below Slack, we can also add external social media profiles for the company. Things like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, that we want to make publicly visible. For this demo, I'm just going to have the Facebook and LinkedIn examples. Perfect. And now we move to a section that controls how these networks interact and sync across the employee profiles. Since we haven't completed the Slack connection for this example, there is no cross-network options available here yet. But once the Slack integration is fully authorized, additional settings are going to appear here. And if we continue, we have finally a section that will show how the connections available for employees inside the platform. Here we can see that options like Slack calls will become available once the workspace integration is active. Employees then can use these connections to enhance the collaboration directly with their profiles. Now let's move to community security and access settings. Finally, we're going to set up the community security preferences. This determines what employees can do inside the communities module. So here we have different access controls. We have the platform access to see who can access the community features. We have the video posting permissions, useful for companies with strict content guidelines. And then we have the sharing controls, that is everything that is going to be posted within the platform or outside the platform. So we're going to enable everyone to platform access. We're only going to allow employees to video post. We're going to allow everyone to share within the platform, and we're not going to allow anything outside the platform. Now, we're going to send this section for Globalli review, and as soon as approved, the organization's community environment is ready for employees to engage with. The company's community configuration is completed. Using Globalli, you can quickly define your company's identity, set culture building tools, connect communication channels, and manage access, ensuring your community reflects your organizations from day one.